Peace. What's good, family? Reekin. Young Mind Elevation. John Doe. A1 Drizzy. Alex Roman. I see y'all. We got a special daytime edition. We're going to get into it, y'all. That's right. Come on in. Make sure you wipe your finger on the like button as you enter. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. We got some information coming from some experts today. Peace to the gods, peace to the earths, peace to the black family. Ugh. What's up, Denmark? I see y'all. Copenhagen, Iowa in the building. Okay. Oh, Hamza know what time it is. He said black guns matter. You're goddamn right. Wisdom Cipher Day. All being born to wisdom. Okay, Rockfin. I've never heard of that. You got to put me on. Look at this asshole. He said all guns matter. Stupid ass motherfucker. They go a little something like. What's good, people? You know. Peace. Welcome back to the Godcast, Lord Jamar Live. I like to call it Lord Jamar Live when it's just me. It's not going to be Digger today. It's not going to be Godfrey. It's just Lord Jamar Live with my guests. So yeah, today, you know, especially the times we living in, man, I want to talk self-defense. I want to talk personal protection. I want to talk Second Amendment. You know, we in the black community, we deal with a lot of gun violence, but I don't think we have a lot of knowledge on guns, of how to, of gun safety, on how to actually use guns. You know, a lot of us don't really train. The only time we actually, get to shoot is in an altercation. You know what I mean? And yeah. So we got some experts with us today. That's gonna join us on the Godcast. First brother that I want to bring to the stage right now. This is the brother. He's the founder of Black Guns Matter. He got an IG page. His website is solutionarylifestyle.org. Solutionarylifestyle.org. Yeah, this is one of the experts I'm talking about. We're gonna start with brother Maj Toure, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome him to Lord Jamar Live.
Peace.
It's Maj, right? I'm saying it right? Maj?
Yeah, yep. If some people be fucking it up, they be like Major, Maggie, some all type of
Magi. Maj Toure.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, is that your birth name?
No, that's not my government. When I was about 13, I chose a different identity for myself. My uncle was, who was very instrumental in a lot of the direction that I took. When I was like 13 or 14, he gave me like a copy of the ISIS papers and from the Browder Files by Anthony Browder when I was like 13, 14. And I was just like, then after that, I think I read like Nile Valley Contributions to Civilization. And it just was over from there. But I just couldn't really and there was no diss to my moms or my pops. It was just like, yo, I want to choose a different identity for myself. So Maj, and I kept it in alignment with Ma'at aligns justice, but that's also in alignment with my government, Martin Anthony Jones. So I wanted to give an ode to my moms and my pops, but at the same time, Toure, at the time I was heavy into Kwame Toure, formerly known as Stokely Carmichael. Dude was just on it. And I mind you, at the time, this is like my introduction to like anything knowledge of self related.
Right.
And so I chose that for myself. And fortunately, my folks didn't give me too much of a hassle with it. And it's weird because I'll hear people say, oh, that's not even his name. That's not even. And I'm like, bro, I haven't hidden anything. It's just a very interesting time. People, they get all in their feelings, and especially guys. Like, I don't argue with women, but like dudes, I'm like, bro, you focused on the wrong shit. Like my name or what I choose to identify as in that regard don't have a motherfucking thing to do with you. So saying that to say it's Maj.
Right. Well, see, what's funny is people don't understand that, especially at that age. Prior to this, we had like organized rites of passage and shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? And when you would go to be an adept, when you would go under the certain study of certain things, there is a certain transformation that you make. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a psychological transformation that unlocks some shit within you, which some would call the magical personality, or the God-like personality inside you, basically. So a lot of times renaming yourself is very important. People don't understand that. Like, this is why a lot of times we got a lot of street names. These motherfuckers got street names. They don't know why they're taking on those names. That's just a form of transforming yourself from, a child into a man or whatever the case may be. And you know what I mean? You take on a man's name or a man's identity as you see it,
I think that a lot of that is I don't know if it's genetic, but I know it's something ingrained. And I think people be just, like you said, if it's your street name, if it's a nickname, you think it's genetic?
Well, I mean, I think it's something that I don't know if we all do it, but it's something that's in a lot of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something that's in a lot of us, and especially the ones that probably grow to be more, leader type of almost the priests of the community. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we're the ones that went through the initiations, and part of that initiation sometimes is taking on a new name. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even when you go in the military, like you're no longer just your name, they'll give you a number or you're a private, and then when you get to a next degree or a lieutenant and so on and so forth. Like, you know what I mean? Like these names show forth and prove your knowledge sometimes too, you know what I mean? And that's
right. And it's like I stopped for a long time. Some shit people be saying, I'll know they wrong, or I know that they don't know. So I'll just like let them be. I don't know, man. I do know. The reality is we don't have time for a lot of the trivial shit that people, would attempt to project onto you. So a lot of times I'll be knowing that somebody dead ass wrong, and I just won't say nothing. You already bit, bro. I'm just waiting for you to turn. You a zombie. Like, that's just it. There's nothing that you're going to do or share with me that's going to be like impactful or move the people forward or help us like put food on the table or get more resources or defend those resources. you just here to really antagonize. So those type of folks, it's like, all right, cool, I just let them be, you know. But yeah, it's I learned a lot of that, even more so through these last few years, you know, running Black Guns Matter. I remember when I first started.
I was gonna say, let's you know, tell me about Black Guns
Yeah,
Matter. This Black
I
Guns
first started. We started. It was me and the co-founder. We was joking because it was like 2015 going into the 2016 elections, and you know how on an election cycle, every commercial is register to vote, register to vote, register to vote, and we laughed like, yo, and the murder rate in Philly was insane. So we was like, yo, we don't need like a voters registration drive. We need like a gun owners drive. You know what I'm saying? And so we did this one class. We was like, yo, let's just do an event. We did an event, and we was like, we'll probably get like 30 or 40 people to show up. Man, 300 people came. I'm talking about from Brooklyn, from Jersey, from all of like the surrounding areas. And they had so many questions. And I was like, bro, I can't even like, you live in a whole nother municipality. Like your rules, first of all, if you live in New York, the chances of you getting a concealed carry permit is like none. I know I've met 3 people that got them. Donald Trump got one, Sean Hannity got one, and this one dude that came to that first class from New York, he had one back since like in the 80s, and he just never let it lapse. So he just kept it. But other than that, if you in that locality in New York, in the boroughs, you're probably not going to get a license to carry. Saying that to say all of these people showed up, and we did this amazing event, and it was Black Guns Matter was going to be one event. And so many people emailed and we was like, damn, wouldn't it be funny if we did a play on numbers? Because going back to, you know, the Browder files and stuff like that, I know why y'all made the 13 colonies. I know why y'all did that. So to me, I was like, wouldn't it be funny if we did 13 cities for Black Guns Matter? We'll make a GoFundMe, we'll do the cities, whatever. We did that. We got some good press. And we did the 13 cities. We raised like 25 grand and gave it away to keep these classes free. So like when people like, oh, you getting rich off it, it's like, bro, we already give the money away. So saying that to say, we do the 13 cities and we got more emails. People was like, yo, that's fucked up. You ain't come to our town. You didn't come to our city. And we want you to come to our city. So we fast forward, it kept growing to the point where we kept raising the goal. We said, yo, what if we do every state in America and just make the classes free? People can pay for them up ahead. You know what I'm saying? Meaning like donations. We did that. And people was like, yo, you only came to the big cities. You don't mess with the small towns. You ain't come to Little Rock. You ain't come to, you know, whatever. So he's like, yo, let's just keep going. And we did a Twitter poll. It was like, yo, should we just raise the goal up to $1 million? And that was, I want to say like a year and a half ago. And everybody was like, overwhelmingly was like, yes, raise the money, keep doing the classes, and then go buy a building. So we open in a center in Philly in a couple of weeks, but we still, you know, gave away like 400 grand to do these classes.
Wow.
And it's been the weirdest, like.
Wait. So y'all raised $1 million?
No, we got, so I put the word out that we needed a building. And this realtor dude was like, yo, I got a building for you in Philly. So mind you, the business model was before we started selling merch, like the merch, we do it now.
I was curious real quick. How long did it take you from the time that you thought about doing this to the time that you got this building?
When I first said we should have a building, it was like, we had already got a storefront, but then a fire happened and that like burnt everything out. So that was like, let's say 2-3 years ago. But then when we said, all right, let's do it again, by the time we started just saying, last year, we're going to get a building. And that was going to be part of the $1 million. We're going to raise this much. And when we got this much left, this is what we already gave away for the classes. We're going to buy the building outright. And we didn't initially have to because the person said, yo, I'm a fan of yours. I got a building. I'm rehabbing it right now. And I was still hitting, you know, 1 city or 2 cities every week. So I was like, bet, while that's getting ready, we could still be doing the classes. So it was within a year. And we still are fundraising to buy it outright. But the point is, we put that out there and everybody saw. I get it in the first year. Everybody was like, But you got to remember, the first 13 cities, we raised $25,000. We gave the money away as we raised it. We raised a quick $3-4 grand. We're gonna do a city. We're gonna do it, and we kept going it that way. So because people saw that we was doing the work, especially after I ain't just pop up with like 100 million, 100 pairs of sneakers or whatever, or whatever it was. When people saw we were actually doing these classes, they felt more comfortable giving. So over the last, let's say, 2 years, we've raised about maybe $200,000 to $300,000 and gave it all away. It ain't sitting in my account. We gave it away. You know what I'm saying? And so we had a stated purpose. The stated purpose was, when we first started, we are going to make Black people the largest gun buying demographic in America. As of 2019, Black people in America are the newest, largest gun buying demographic in America. And we did that with some elbow grease, a little, because $400K ain't a lot of money, but it's enough if you really doing the work and you want that shoestring budget, you could get a lot of work done. So we did that with that amount of money, and it's that shit been a roller coaster, to be perfectly honest.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, man, that's beautiful, man. So 400,000, man. That's fucking. Hold up, let me give you a. That's what's up. So it didn't take 7 years or nothing like that. Is what you're saying? Right?
Our organization we started rolling in 2016.
My people know what we're talking about. Didn't take them 7 years, y'all, to come up with his building and all of that. I'm just saying, y'all. He got his money and he's applying it. I'm just saying, people doing it every day, y'all. It don't take this long. I'm just saying. What you smoking on, bro?
Technically, some would say it's cannabis and some would say it's kush. But if it was, cannabis in America is still Schedule 1. And if you smoke cannabis in America, you are violating, that's a federal offense. So you will lose your right to keep and bear arms.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So some would say that's kush. Some would. But if you participate in cannabis, that's another one. Gun control being created to stop Black people to defend themselves. Racist. Cannabis prohibition literally started because the guy that became what was then, came to be the DEA, his quote was marijuana, because they switched it from cannabis to marijuana. Marijuana makes white women want to sleep with Negro jazz musicians.
Right.
That's the origin of it. So then they created legislation around it. So if you smoke weed, like when you fill out your 4473, when you go purchase a firearm, like Tom and those guys get people to fill out 4473s all day. When you fill out that form, it'll ask you, basically, do you participate in any illegal substances or narcotics? And if you do, you check, it's an automatic fail.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a weird thing. I've been trying to make some of the cannabis industry folks link with the Second Amendment, or the gun community folks or gun company folks, because those are economic powerhouses, but they so afraid of each other because one will cancel the other. And media has done such a good job of making it look like if you participate in anything cannabis related, you like, the whole reefer madness type thing, what I'm saying? And so that's another reason why, like, even organizations like the NRA was scared, and they bitched up. They were scared to touch that Philando Castile case because the argument was, well, he had cannabis in his system, so forth and so on. So I'm not justifying that bullshit ass response, but I understand why they was a little bit more hands off in that regard. But yeah, so that's allegedly kush, and it might just be sage. Who knows? You never know.
Right. Well, speaking of Tom and them, I got my brothers right now in the lobby, and I want to bring them on. Sure. This is my brother Tom and I think he got his man Nate. They are from Surplus Army. Surplus Arm is a black-owned gun store slash firearms brand, actually. These are my people. They've been showing me love since day one. I've been doing some training with these brothers. They've been showing me some tactics and some things, and I want to bring them on right now to just, add to the conversation of what we getting into. So, ladies and gentlemen, right about now, my man Tom from Surplus Army.
What's up, bro? What's up, Maj?
Ain't shit. What's going on?
Not much, man. Yeah,
you sound low.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
He said to me, yeah, you know this brother Maj? I said, man, let me tell you something. He was just on our show the week before you was. So what's happening with you?
I'm good. Wait, hang on. Your head is cut off a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Now I can see. There you go. What's good, Tom?
Not much. Same shit.
So hang on. Maj, you're from Philly, and Tom, you're in Chester, PA. So this is a PA thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what's up. And then
Chester's one of them places that like it sound real nice.
Oh, I've been to Chester.
Yeah,
I've been to Chester. Oh yeah. Yeah, Chester. It sounds like a night. Yeah, Chester. Let's go to Chester. Listen, Chester hood than a motherfucker, boy. What? Chester, it looked like any other Philly block, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm talking those hard Philly blocks, like those broke down, like it was, yeah.
Yeah, Chester deceptive.
Yeah.
Chester deceptive. But hey, my brother got his business there. We proud of him. Tell us a little bit about your background, Tom. How you got the store and all of that, and how you built the brand and all that.
Well, basically speaking, I started off collecting firearms, and you know what? I had armor certificates and things like that. I ended up going to school for gunsmithing, and you know what? Me collecting, I was spending more collecting than anything else. So I ended up going into business. I was like, you know what? I might as well just go ahead and go into fucking business. So I ended up going into business, and then as far as my brand went, the idea for my brand came like right after, and I said, because at that time, man, they had the I think it was Sandy Hook. They had the Sandy Hook shooting, and all of a sudden, all these different firearms brands was coming out with parts and shit. And at the end of the day, man, you had an industry that was what's the word I'm trying to use? It was
monopolized.
No, more or less like you started getting flooded with just like AR-15 shit and and stuff like that. And then and the race came for people to make them cheaper, and once that race came for people to make them cheaper, people lost perception on what's good and what's not. So now you got a lot of bullshit out there that people are going around and it's like, man, buy right the first time, you know what I mean, you'll never go wrong. So that's what we did, man. And like when I say I put guns together, you better believe, like, I done did my homework before we put something out there. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what that's all about.
Like, y'all got your act. Like, if you see one of their rifles, do you have an example you could put up with something with your stamp right now? Like, if you see one of their rifles, they got the stamp, the Surplus Army stamp on the rifle. Like this is they joint that they produce type of shit. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And I just love the fact that these is brothers doing that. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes a nice. Sure, let's see if we can see the stamp. Oh, there goes the stamp right there. Bang. Surplus army.
Yeah.
What's that right there? What kind of firearm? What kind of weapon system is that?
So this one is our 1101. This is our 1101 SD. This one is the one particular in my hand. This one is a 2-stamper. You have to go through the NFA to get this. It has a suppressor, so it's.
And so when you say 2-stamper, what does that mean? It's automatic?
No, you have to get two. You have to get 2 tax stamps to get this. So the suppressor, and then this one's a short barrel rifle. So anything under 16 inches is regulated by the ATF unless they have a pistol brace. Me personally, I personally don't like pistol braces. We sell them, but I personally don't own one AR pistol. Period.
So real quick for people that may not, right? Let's break this down. You purchase a firearm. If it's under 16 inches, if that barrel is less than 16 inches, you got to get a government more money. So they'll try to pretend like,
if it's a stock on it.
Right. If it's a stock on it, right?
If it has a stock on it.
Right. So they'll make it seem like, oh, this is the dangerous gun, when in reality, any unsafe handling of a firearm is dangerous. But they'll say, if you give me $200 and wait for us to approve it, it's cool. Now you good. And that's where we start talking about the fallacy that goes along with this fire. It's a money scheme. Like, if somebody's trying to murder you, I'm not gonna stop and be like, you know what, I'm extra safe because this barrel is 16 inches. If it's shorter than that, I'm super fucked and I gotta be extra scared. It's not how that go. You know what I'm saying? And so I try to jump in there because I want people to know, like, now these are my personal views. This is not nobody, Tom ain't saying this, his company ain't saying this. They in lockstep with following the rules because that's their business. I don't sell firearms, right? All of them motherfucking rules are all racist, all wrong, shouldn't exist. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms should not exist. It doesn't prevent the dumb shit. It doesn't save life. They make arbitrary rules that have nothing to do with safety, but they strong arm the hood and they strong arm people and say, well, this is what you got to do. If you don't give us $200, for example, he said an NFA, a National Firearms Act, right? If I want a suppressor, right, meaning firearms are loud, the level of decibel for that firearm over time, your ears is going to be a problem. If I want to put a suppressor on that to save my hearing, I still, every time I buy one, I got to get a government some more money. Not as if the silencer could, or the suppressor, whichever way people want to say it, not as if that could actually kill anything by itself, but just buying the suppressor, I got to get the tax stamp, wait for it. I mean, if you go through those channels, but my point is,
but hold up. Not only do you have to give them their money, you have to identify yourself more importantly. Okay. Yeah. And that's creating a registry right there when there shouldn't be. And so now they're putting people, now they're, well, this guy he got silencers, he got this and that. Like everybody's going on this. Yeah, you got come on, that's crazy for something that should be your God-given right. Like, why? It's a lot of false authority going on with a lot of shit. Like, and they just project the authority and we just succumb to it. Like because from lack of knowledge, like we don't know that this is, you shouldn't have to license something that's a right. Like if this is your right, there shouldn't be any license to it. But we've already gave away our fucking freedom in a lot of places. So people say, well, you need a license to drive a car. You shouldn't. You shouldn't, motherfucker. How about that? Well, you got to do this. Well, all that shit, that's just examples of how you gave away your freedom prematurely when you fucking shouldn't have. And now when you get to this, because people will say, well, a mask, what's wrong with mandating a shot and all of this type of shit? Like, you're already mandated to do this and that. What's wrong with this? Motherfucker, those are all examples of you giving away your fucking freedom. And now this is damn near one of the final freedoms they're trying to take from you. Are you fucking crazy?
Right. Me personally, individually, I break all unconstitutional statutes. That is my view. The listeners, anybody else, that's not me speaking for Tom and the company. That's not me speaking for Lord Jamar. That's me. That's not me speaking for everybody else at Black Guns Matter. I know that it's unconstitutional. And if this is the framework that you're saying that we're supposed to be going by, I gotta expose the contradiction. You said this list of things are human rights not given by nor taken away from by the government. So if that's the case, then I'm gonna rock with that. And if y'all want to come see me, cool, let's duke it out in court. I think what happens a lot of times is we, the general public, we bog down with our jobs and our children and all of that. Who wants to catch a case and fight it all the way up to the Supreme Court? Who wants to say, I'm going to rumble this for the next 5 to maybe 10 years of my life to just set a precedent? You know what I'm saying? I got the time to do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I openly say I carry a gun lawfully based on the Constitution, the Second Amendment. I carry one in New York. I carry one in Chicago. I carry one in I don't have a license to carry in none of them places because of the fact that I am a responsible, safe gun owner that carries a firearm for the same reason that people call the police. They want to protect life. You know what I mean? And I think, I don't know, maybe Tom could jump in here on this. Like as a dealer, right? Does it frustrate you with the arbitrary nature of the ATF and their policy switching and like calling one thing, no, it's a machine gun, no, it's not. Now it is. Like
it does, especially us as manufacturers, because you don't know at any day, like, are these folks, for instance, like not too long ago they were talking about possibly putting the pistol braces on the NFA. And it's like, well, damn, what do you do then? Do you contact everybody you sold a pistol to, every single dealer we sold a pistol to? That's a lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do we contact all these people and tell them, hey, look, we got to do something about this or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, it would have just been nothing but a headache, man.
Yeah.
So, all these policy changes and shit, it does get ridiculous. How we do paperwork, how we do this, how we do that, the third. I'm sitting here, I was looking at the Form 4s, because we sell suppressors and things like that. The new Form 4s are asking for shit that they never asked for before. Social security numbers and shit. They never asked for that shit before. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, what the fuck?
See, I can't even own shit. I can't even carry shit from where I'm at. When I train, I go and they have things that I can use. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so it's all about just gaining the knowledge, you know what I mean, when I can, you know what I mean? And so I try to go as frequently as possible just to have that knowledge. But I'm in a fucked up place where I can't even really, you know what I mean? Yeah. I can't even really move like that. And he'll tell you tell him about the ridiculousness of a New York compliant like AR or something, like when you have to make when you're sending somebody that can receive something in New York State, the ridiculousness that
take everything off of it.
So hold on, I'll show you something.
Yo, they got some shit where you can't even it don't even take a mag. Like the mag is welded in there. Yes. So and you gotta top load it or something. This is crazy.
So this right here is an example is an example of a New York compliant law receiver. So for those who know what the regular law receivers look like, this is one right here. If you know what you're looking for, there is no mag release on here.
Right.
This magazine is pinned in here at 10 rounds. So you can't switch the magazine. Now, one of the ways around that, us as a manufacturer, New York can have what is called a firearm, and that's basically if you got, I'll use the AR-15 as an example. Whatever it is, it has to be over 26 inches in overall length. So whatever you have to do, that means the barrel has to be a specific length. Commonly used now is 12 and a half. That's a help. It has to have the absence of. It's supposed to be the absence of like a few things that would make it a assault rifle, which does not exist. There's no such thing as a fucking assault rifle. It's just some media bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, things like the muzzle brake has to be pinned and welded. What else? If you know, muzzle brake has to be pinned and welded. The pistol brace, which is on it, has to be pinned, and it has to have a foregrip, which is kind of cool for some people that have short guns, because you'll see people all the time. They make that mistake with these short firearms. They'll put a foregrip on it. Well, with the firearm, you have to have it. You know what I'm saying? But also keep in mind that you can adjust your pistol brace, and your barrel is a certain length, so you cannot go shorter than that length.
Can you tell people why it's important? Like, okay, if I'm a beginner, I don't know. Okay, yeah. So what? The length of my rifle is 26 inches. What pros, if any, what cons are there for having a rifle that's 26 inches long in New York?
Well, no real cons other than the fuck that is loud. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not like you're gonna walk around with the fucking thing in your pants,
right?
Unless you got some big ass pants on. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
See, a lot of times I feel like the laws, right? The laws that they impose with these firearms is so that you'll have a disadvantage against them. If anything,
well, I'm not even going to say that. It seems like a lot of the laws that are imposed seem to be imposed in areas where they are populated by a lot of black folks.
Yep.
That's what it's.
Yep. That's why I can't respect it. Knowing the history of gun control in this nation, knowing that, you know, we've, to say the least, because I don't care about offending anybody, but I'm not going to attempt to deliberately. I'm pretty sure everyone can agree, black people in America have had like a strange relationship with the United States. If that's that's the easiest way to say it. So knowing that, and if I live in a little bit of a rougher neighborhood, you telling me that you said that this is a human right, and then you're going to come up with rules that nullify that human right. I'm gonna call bullshit.
Right, and then you know what? Here's the other thing that, you know, speaking on that,
you funny.
You know, here it is. You live in Philadelphia, right? Philadelphia, the state of Pennsylvania is a fucking open carry state. So technically speaking, you don't need a license to carry. However, it does have to show, and you can't drive with a loader in your vehicle.
Right.
The part that bothers me is Philadelphia, you know, which is heavily populated by black folks. Everybody has to have a license to carry. Philadelphia is one of the only places in this state that the sheriff does not grant you the right to the Pennsylvania license to carry. Philadelphia police does. And I know plenty of people who have never ever been in trouble before, applied for their license to carry. I'm talking about not as far as even getting a ticket.
Yeah.
Apply for their license to carry and get denied because they bring up all this extra shit. You know, they're looking at people's tattoos and all kinds of fucking stupid shit. And it's like, what the fuck does that have to do with you getting a license to carry?
Right.
You know,
that targeting is the reason why, again, I just can't respect it. When we started telling people in these Black Guns Matter classes, telling people, we spent years in just like informing people about these rules and how silly they were. Like in the state of North Carolina, they literally shifted their state constitution. It was all able-bodied men basically should have guns. Then they scratched that shit out and was like, all able-bodied white men should have guns. Like not even like like a kind of paraphrasing. Like, no, scratch that part out, put white men. There's you know, this nonviolent stuff will get you killed was a great one that dealt with it. Negroes and the Gun by Nicholas Johnson gives a great breakdown of all of that stuff. I can't respect it. So if that's the case and y'all gonna be that contradictory, And I think speaking out about it, you know, when I'm going places and saying like, yeah, I got a gun on me in New York. My exact location is here. I think the reason why it's important to do that for me is because you got to get more people speaking up about this shit. Everybody sees it. You know what I'm saying? With me, if I catch a case, I'm not even gonna have to pay for a lawyer. There's so many lawyers that I know that will be like, bet we're not even charging you. We're gonna set precedent with this case. You know what I'm saying? So like, we need more people to speak out against that. The gun control laws are complete, and they flip it on black folk. They make it seem like the right to keep and bear arms is the racist shit, when in reality, all of the restrictions that they created for us and continuing to do so is the actual racist shit. You know what I'm saying? You got so many black people over the last few years that have been buying guns. They go in the surplus army. They going to train with Body by O. They going to all of these different places and locations to learn
Redstone firearms.
Yeah, they going to do this. Then what happens? What happens? Joe Biden presents some of the most egregious, fucking potentially like sending motherfuckers to jail for 10 years in federal prison if you don't register firearms. Tell me the same devil that locked up all of the black people. As soon as the black people start buying guns lawfully to protect themselves, now he come back again with the attempt to lock up all of the black people. I ain't gonna talk your head off about it, but goddamn, it's like our people got to like really like wake up out of that shit. Like, so buying guns is like for supposedly only for white people. So, but at the same time, we saying the police racist. Which one is it? We only want them to have firearms? That's retarded to me. I don't know, man. Like,
listen, my man Truly Zambian. Shout out Truly Zambian. He I ain't seen him in a minute. He said, Godcast, if you haven't talked about already, can y'all drop knowledge on the various gun associations? Which gun associations are for black people and which aren't? Very good question.
Yeah. Tom, you want to go first?
Bro, I'm gonna say
NRA. Let's start with the NRA. Is that an association that a black man would join? Are you guys members of the NRA?
Believe it or
I
not,
used to be.
Believe it or not, I am only simply because I'm an instructor through them.
Yeah.
So
I rocked with them for a while. The NRA has a very somebody said NAGA, which is the National African American Gun Association. I know the owner over there, Philip Smith, good dude. The NRA has a very layered history. The NRA did at a certain point, way back in the day, give ammo to black men that were fighting against the Democratic Party to fight against enslavement. The NRA was involved in that. That's the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
Then they had their own internal struggles. I know some people that either used to be high-ranking people, second in command over there, whatever. I know Wayne LaPierre. For years, they act like they wanted to support Black Guns Matter and get behind it. They didn't. When I was engaging with them, I went to the NRA annual meetings. They got good press and CNN for 2 years in a row. Then Philando Castile happened. And I called one of the wizards over there that worked for the PR firm that was actually running the show at the NRA for a while. And I was like, yo, this is a layup. We can get behind this. We can show, because black people ain't rocking with that until y'all start showing like, yo, we had a rough history, but we're going to try to do the right thing. The phone call stopped. Again, going back into that Philando Castile thing, the NRA to me is a law enforcement agency. And what I mean by that is if the vast majority of your followers and donors are old dudes that have a certain way of looking at things, or if they like the back the blue, thin blue line type of dudes, quite naturally, your organization is going to go in a direction of where that bread is coming from. They have at these annual meetings, right? They have these fancy fucking dinners, right? And in these dinners, there's dudes walking around with these gold blazers on. And I was peeping. I'm like, what the fuck is only like old white dudes with the gold blazers on? Like, you know how like when you win fucking the Masters in golf, they give you the green shit
jacket, yeah.
Yeah. So I asked the homies at the time, I'm like, what's up with this gold jacket shit? And he's like, yo, those are the people that have donated at least $1 million to the NRA.
Whoa.
At least. And they don't just like the $1 million and you stop. They don't, that's the entry level.
Whoa.
Right. So when at the time when I was like, yo, we could get the hood involved because I want political power. I want our people to vote against things that are in their disinterest. And voting for more gun control doesn't cut the, it don't cut the mustard with me. So my thought was, yo, I could get the hood to be members of the NRA. Woo, woo, woo. They not interested in my view. They 4 or maybe 5 million members annually, right? There's at least 100 million gun owners in America that we know of, right? But I'm interested in selling to my 4 or maybe 5 million people. I'm not interested in expanding to the other 95 million gun owners because of the fact that come with questions. That come with, if this certain section, we could control them. They ain't even gonna ask certain questions because they're the type they what we call FUDs a lot of times. Like Elmer Fudd, you only see him with a shotgun. You ain't seen Elmer Fudd with no other type of guns. He just like, I got my shotgun and I'm good. A lot of those dudes
and
are like
it used to backfire on him a lot, so that would almost give you a fear of guns. It is because sometimes it works, sometimes the shit backfire in my face. And I don't want to shoot a gun and have it backfire in my face.
You're dying. So they do have a interesting history, but currently, no, I don't think they are interested in, touching anything urban being code for black. I don't think they're outright like, yeah, no, we hate the blacks. Nah, I don't think that's the case. I don't think they ever was on that. I just think that right now it's about money for them more so than expanding the cause of the Second Amendment and informing that demographic. Because again, like I said, it's going to come with too many questions. It's going to come with like, I used to tell them all the time, yo, why y'all have these annual meetings? Why the fuck y'all don't have no hip hop artists performing at these annual meetings? Like every fucking song talk about guns. To me, it's a fucking common sense move. Why don't we get these brothers that's on that? Let's get them safe and responsible as gun owners. Falls on deaf ears. So no, currently I don't think that's in their interest. You know what I mean?
That's funny because Tom and I, we're actually putting together a like a thing for like a training retreat, I guess, rappers with rifles.
Ooh.
Okay. And we're gonna do that November 6th.
Where is that?
Out in the Pocono.
Oh shit.
Come on, fuck with us.
Mod, you got my number, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. I'll text it to you.
All right.
Yeah, so that's kind of exactly what you were talking about. And what I wanted to lead into was, let's talk about training, how important it is for us as black people to really train, and have proper gun education and understand, proper form and all of that. Like TV, you watch TV and they show you wrong. They'll have you holding a pistol like this or some dumb shit with your hand under the I just saw on the Raising Canaan, the woman gonna teach her son how to fucking hold the gun like this. You know what I mean? And so now you watching shit on TV. You don't have people like Tom and yourself to show. No, this is how you hold the. You know what I mean?
Right.
It should be like this. It shouldn't be like this. And it's like, it's ridiculous. So this is why when we are out there, not saying that we need to be out there killing each other, but when we are out there, we're shooting with one hand. This is why babies and everybody else is getting hit and all this kind of nonsense and shit like that. Like, we don't even know what we're doing, yet they flood guns into our community. And it's funny, the places with the strictest gun laws have the most gun violence.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
Right.
Places like New York and Chicago, all of these places, you're not supposed to have guns, yet there's mad gun violence going on with people that don't know how, who are not trained with guns.
So back in like the 90s, right? We had, I say we, but like urban America, black communities had serious problems with teen pregnancy, right? So what we started doing was informing people, young people, teenagers about sex ed. And I don't mean the shit that they doing right now with the fucking like, that's some other shit. But like, hey, these are your reproductive organs. Hey, you will get pregnant. Hey, by educating people, teen pregnancy rates declined, right? That model works. So instead of, to your point earlier, when it's like, yo, get the knowledge. When you go, yo, this firearm is to actually protect life. I have the right to carry it on me. I'll throw my freedom away if I'm being irresponsible or unsafe or just negligent with this firearm. Dealing with those basic things. We got these things called SIRT pistols, right? They got lasers on them, right? The magazine comes out. I can teach somebody with this fake replica firearm. Right. I can teach them about very solid basics: sight alignment, sight picture, stance, grip. Well, I can't do recoil, all of those different things. But my point is,
what up, Nate?
We just got to inform people about the scenario as opposed to like pretending like it don't exist. That shit is by design. That shit is by design to make people,
Well, here's the other thing too. I'm gonna share, man, and it actually kind of made me laugh to hear it. So, for a lot of people that do know, there's some that don't know. I used to be a police officer, and funny but true, I worked with this guy named Bob. He's from Montana, and Bob, yo, I'm gonna say this to you, man. White guy, stand up, white guy, man. I'd do anything for this bull. Now, on some real shit, Bob had shared a story with me one time. We were in a shop having a conversation because we had somebody in here that was purchasing a gun, and they was unsure. They was asking a lot of questions and stuff like that. And one thing we do here is we try to educate right from the rip. You know what I'm saying? Well, one thing I had brought up was the fact that, in the black community, it was always told from, a young age, guns are bad, don't touch guns, any fucking poster you could see in school. And I kind of put Bob on the spot one day. I said to Bob, you grew up in Montana, right? He said, yes. I said, can you answer a question for me? Honestly, yes. I said, when you grew up, was there any black people? He said, no, I didn't see the first black person I ever seen was when I graduated and joined the Marine Corps. That was the first black person I had ever seen other than on TV. That was number one. Number two, I asked him about things that they learned in school. They actually had a rifle class in school. So now you think about things like that. You know what I'm saying? Our communities, we're told to stay away from. In school, they teaching them how to use. You know what I'm saying? And that's not saying every school, but that's where they were. And that, they were in that rural community.
Yeah. That's important. That's key. Because it's like, all right, we ain't going to have that situation. At least the negligence, we solving that from the gate. We ain't going to have a young person grabbing a firearm, doing the wrong thing with it. I just think, man, keep it a buck. As conspiracy theorist, even though that phrasing ain't some, that's some fake made up shit. But as conspiracy theory, for lack of a better term, as I sound, it's an attack to like legit kill people. I mean, like, and I don't mean like use guns to kill people. It's a negligence. It's an ignorance. It's a scare you into not just make you move in your own disinterest. Like, why would I fucking want to be the only like? I know that there's 300 million guns in circulation. I know that the areas that have more safe and responsible gun owners, they safer. I know that violent crime drops dramatically in those areas. So why the fuck wouldn't I want my people to have that same information? What would be the reason for you to not? Why can Bob in Montana be like, yeah, we had a rifle class, but y'all ain't even giving us home economics no more in these joints?
So that's the one thing we did. Well, that's the one thing we did. Like if you seen on our Instagram page, Since August, we have been doing a children's rifle class. We use my daughter's name as the example. We call it the Action Addies Children's Firearms Workshop. We've been doing the class for free. It's actually been a whole lot of parents come out, man, and we do it 2 age groups. We do 5 to 12 and 13 to 17. We teach them differently because, as we see, you got to gauge them differently, man.
Yeah.
And we make sure these kids know all their safety rules, the whole nine. And you know what? I'm gonna be real with you. The shit has worked, man. So we're trying to get with the people from Chester School District to see if they would be interested in getting in a class. Just trying to gauge these kids other than what they see on TV. You know what I mean? Videos and all that shit. You know what I mean? Because some of these kids don't realize, like, at the younger age, like my daughter's always in this gun store, as you probably just heard her. This girl don't touch a thing. She knows what every gun in here does. She knows what they sound like, the whole nine. And she won't touch them unless we say, yeah, okay, it's okay. She has her own little rifle now. We done bought her. And the thing is if you start reaching out to these kids early on, guess what? You'll have less accidents, because if one thing you don't notice is always accidents between our kids. Our kids are accidentally shooting their siblings, themselves, parents, you know what I mean? As opposed to, them who, they start taking their kids hunting at 3 and 4 years old. You know what I'm saying? So, we're trying to stop that. We're trying to have that same cycle that they had.
Hey, Tom, can you send me info on them classes when y'all doing them so I can throw them out there too?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
See, actually, I shout out to my man Q Butters, Zayak Institute in Brooklyn. I just saw on his IG where he took his kids. He has a school in Brooklyn, and he had just taken them on some like air gun type of situation, trying to teach them tactics, some tactical shit. But I think they need to hook up with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, anytime,
have a field trip out to the Double Eagle joint, and
at any time, man.
Yeah, because the times I've been out there's been children a few times, and it was great just seeing little man had his own little 22 rifle. The shit was camouflaged down and all that. My man is holding the shit, huh? And then I saw your daughter was out there pinging shit with the pistol, but then my man's son, remember the last time he was out there, little man had his own little rifle. It was camouflaged and shit, and he walking around with it proper. You know what I mean? Like, the shit was just crazy to see. Little man had to be like 10 years old or some shit like that.
Actually, BJ is only what? I think he's only 8.
You see what I'm saying? Yo, and he was so gun savvy and just, you know what I mean? Like,
that's the part we gotta like normalize that. Listen, this time that we living in is like not in like world history. We are actually in some of the safest times, right? And what I mean by safe is like you got air conditioning and shit and like the internet. Like, you leave America, a lot of places may not have that same level of consistent infrastructure. So we like this space and bubble that we living in, like, is not normal for world history. It's not even the norm in every part of the globe. Now, my point in saying that is, why in knowing that would we not think that there's a potential to be back in that space where you need to have everybody in your family aware of what to do to be a more safe and responsible firearm owner? I'm not even saying that the young people got to go hunt right now. I think you should take them hunting, but at least they know, okay, this is what you don't do. If the youngin is somewhere else and him and his friends come across a firearm in the playground, do they know what not to do? These are all questions that we got to, put in our minds and review that. This like black people only supposed to have firearms if you went into the military, you're the bad guy, or you must be police. That's dead. That's like the gas. The fact that we're all here talking about this, Tom is not just a gun dealer. He's a manufacturer. I think people need to like really wrap their heads around that. Like making guns. Okay.
Right.
Like,
That's what I'm trying to say. You pick up a gun and his stamp is on it. Like it ain't
Right.
no come from, all these other armories. No. Surplus Army. Like
right.
bang in the metal. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Right. These are the things that we got to start recognizing. Why can't we get, okay, I'll admit our organization had a hand in making a lot of black people across the country buy guns over the last 4 or 5 years. That was our goal. However, how many of our people got $10 million off of it? So my mind is, okay, cool. What can we do next? And that we want some of that market share too. Like y'all selling nickel bags in the park.
I want in.
We need in on that. And so getting our young people to take, Tom said something that was so key. I went to school for gunsmithing. Like, you know how lazy I am? I don't clean my guns generally. I don't look something. Yo, man, fix these joints. Yo, man, put this on. I buy this EOTech right here, right? I lie to you not. I put this EOTech on because it's super simple. But the old one with the square, I'm not doing none of that shit. I'm gonna send it to my dude, right? I'm not building an AR. I never built an AR before in my fucking life. I'm not building an AR. I don't have time. However,
You ain't got no Loctite, nothing.
I'm not doing none of that shit. But you know what I will do? If these young, hungry young men go, because that's a trade. That's a trade. If these young, hungry young men, I'm like, yo, I bought all of this shit, assemble that motherfucker, put my scope on there, put all that other shit, right? I'm gonna come pick it up from you. I would love to be able to say, just like we used to have shoe fucking cobblers in our community and grocery stores in our community and fucking a surplus armies in our community, we need to get back to that. It's a lot of money in that shit. And my goal initially was to just get people armed, but that money ain't go to a lot of our folk. And I'm not saying that to diss white people. I'm just saying it like y'all used our culture as the commercial for the shit.
Yeah.
So at this point, we got to start thinking that this is normal. When you have a young person that wants to participate in the shooting sports, the most decorated Olympian in world history is a Olympic shooter. It's a woman, Kimberly Road.
Yep.
So when you're talking about you want your kid to have a scholarship to go to college, they might be doing that for shooting. It's a lot of black folks in them rural spots. But just like when Tiger started playing golf, and motherfuckers in the hood was like, yo, we're going to go play golf now. We could do the same thing with the shooting sports. We can do the same thing with training. We can do the same thing with being a gun manufacturer. Our people need to see the money in this too, man. The motherfuckers was giving out Barrett from Barrett Rifles. That's the dude that created the 50 cal, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was wearing one of them gold motherfucking jackets in that spot. Now, here's the kicker to that shit. I know his son and a couple of other people, right? I went up to shake that man's hand because I'm like, damn, you made the fucking 50 cal. It's you right there.
Yeah, I got
right?
2 of them motherfuckers.
You see what I'm saying? I go to shake main man hand. He hit me with the, hey, how you doing? Hey. I'm like, damn, he gave me the like he didn't want to shake my hand, John.
What now? Was this pre-COVID?
Yes, it's pre-COVID.
Oh, so pre-COVID. He ain't even want to, nigga. You ain't.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
You're not rich enough to shake my hand, nigga. You better take one of these and keep it moving, nigga.
Right. Who is this guy? Why is he in here? Where's this fucking gold jacket?
If you don't have a gold jacket, you're not touching this golden hand. Are you crazy?
Right. Now think about that. I got a Barrett. Tom got 2 of them. Why can't the innovation that's in our communities, it ain't even why can't. We can. We just got to be opening these markets up and not letting our people think that this is something criminal or this is something bad or this is something like, oh, you only got to be in this particular lane to do it. If we do that, I'm talking about billions of fucking dollars, bro. Billions, you know?
First of all, shout out my man Nate from First Line Defense. What up, Nate?
What's up, boss?
You want to add on to the conversation? You know, these guys right here, I've seen them in action. Like, you know what I mean? Like these motherfuckers, like, and I'm talking on some training shit. Like these motherfuckers can shoot for real, for real.
Right.
And so I definitely you know, take what they say to heed, man, and just try to learn from these guys, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking
legit.
forward to I'm looking forward to that event, man. We got coming, man. I'm really looking
Yes,
forward
sir.
to that.
Wait, so the joint called Rappers and Rifles?
Yeah.
Rappers with Rifles, Range Day,
Rappers with Rifles.
November 6th.
I love that shit, man. Hey, I want to say this to the Surplus Army team. You know, y'all may not hear this. Y'all gonna hear it from us all of the time, but y'all are in such a weird and beautiful space to be able to like create the things that we all enjoy. You know what I'm saying? To create things that people are like, the things that y'all make, people are potentially may defend their life and the shit that they care about, the people that they care about with these tools. So I just want to, you know, salute to y'all brothers for holding it down, for, you know, rumbling in a space that it almost looked like it wasn't no blueprint damn near created. Like it was like, what do you mean you want to do what? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I just want to commend y'all for doing that. And I think it was Body by O got a joint from y'all called the
Hannibal.
Yeah, the Hannibal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so
I wonder what 4 is gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, so he got 3 joints. What are they?
So the Hannibal 1, he owes a long range shooter. So when we did the Hannibal 1, we did a AR-15 that could be used, you know, 2 ways. I did it in 6.5 Creedmoor, and basically it could reach out, but it was also set up as.
And when we say reach out, how far are we reaching out?
The Hannibal 1 has reached out to just shy of a mile. That's as far as he got that. That's the 3. 3 though.
Oh my goodness. Hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up. Let me see. Oh yeah.
That's the 3. That's my 2 of the Hannibal 3.
Yo, thank you, brother Michael. He said, shout out to Marge. That broad and lead training changed my life.
Yeah.
Shout out to Surplus.
We would take the Cert pistols out to the hood and just teach people basic firearm classes, like right in the hood. It ain't no classroom. We would just do the classes. So I think that's the joint he's talking about. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, then what's the other thing? I mean, we do women's classes. My wife does a women's class here every week.
She can shoot too, boy. I seen her teach a women's class.
Yeah. So, and you know what? And the thing was, she just naturally fell into it. You know what I mean? This is somebody who came from scared of fucking guns. Our first date was at a range, and she damn near killed herself trying to get the fuck out of there. Now here it is. She's teaching women how to do it. You know what I'm saying?
And that's inspiring, man.
Yeah.
That's inspiring, because that same young man I was talking about that you said is like 8 years old. I remember they said his pops was like, yo, he was kind of scared of them guns at first. You know what I mean? Now he's like, he couldn't get enough. Like he just want to keep shooting.
Yeah. It's very addictive, especially you can see it. You can see, especially on an indoor range. I can see, like, when we deal with so many beginners, I tell them, like, look, when you go in here, even though you got ear protection on, you're gonna hear the sound. That shit gonna scare you. You're gonna feel it in your belly. You're gonna feel fucking nervous. As you progress, even in the first 20 or 30 minutes, as you put rounds on target, you're not even gonna hear the guns the same way from a fear space 10, 20 minutes in. Once that subsides and they like, oh, this shit is like fun. I use, we play like Battleship and all of the like targets with like the games and shit, just to make them get comfortable with it. We just gotta normalize this shit, man. Having the tools to protect your life and have some fun when you shooting clays or going outdoor range and training
Yeah, outdoor.
That's normal.
Outdoor. Once you go outdoor, it's like, man, fuck an indoor.
Yeah, man.
Don't even do indoor.
Standing still in a lane is way different than moving, and it's just way fucking better. Yeah. I don't know if I want to go back indoors.
Around vehicles, the whole nine, man. Like, we do it all, man.
Yes.
We do it all. Because
laying down, yeah, prone, taking a knee, around cover, switching shoulders, all of that. Like all of that.
I'm taking y'all know Buck Doyle?
Yeah.
I'm taking his joint in Utah. New Utah.
I'm looking to do the one that he's doing in Washington. Yeah.
I can't wait for this shit.
Yeah, O did a class with Buck Doyle, and it was funny. O said, man, he didn't have time to make any 6.5 Creedmoor, so he went with one of my 5.56s. So he said they were out there shooting. Buck was spotting him, and he took his shot with Buck, and Buck said, hold on, what the fuck is that you shooting? So O was like, oh, it's my man Tom, blah, blah, blah. He was like, well, who the fuck is Tom?
Right.
And so he went into it. He was like, all right, fuck all that. Just shoot it again. So he shot it again, and he was like, well, goddamn, I ain't never see a 5.56 shoot so flat before. Do me a favor, take it out to this little dog. And O said the dog was like just under a mile. It was like 1,760 yards. And he said, I want you to shoot next to that dog. Don't hit it. Just shoot next to it. I want to see something. So he shot next to the dog. He was like, oh, shit. So O did this video all crazy, like, yeah, yo, man, I did it with this. And Buck is in the back going like this, like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, anytime you can make somebody like Buck, like, grin.
Right.
Now, I don't know who this guy is. Is he like a famous YouTube shooter? Like, who is this guy?
Actually, Buck is the dude that he does a lot of these trainings for these actors and stuff. And the dude's like a fucking long range genius, man.
He's black,
but he's like a long range shooting genius. But he just trained Michael B. Jordan for that last movie he did. That's on Amazon.
He did that for Michael B. Jordan. He do shit with Rock all of the time when Rock do military movies and shit like that. Yep. Buck's a good dude. I couldn't wait. I'm falling back. We got the center open up in Philly. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do the classes. I'm gonna fly out to do classes for myself and then fly back. But I love linking up with so many good people and good brothers that got a solid knowledge base. Like, I've really been on my shit because I'm not a long range shooter, like, at all. Like, my environment never, like, I'm learning this whole new skill set.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Anytime you're ready, man, let me know, because we do this.
Hell yeah.
We do this too. So
hell yeah.
Like, I got plenty of long range rifles we can go out there and fucking play with.
Yeah, that's what I need. I gotta look, y'all gotta tell me a good. I went to this joint a FUD range, but I still joined it, right? To join over there by CFCF.
I don't want to talk about it. Bro, so the owner of that range and a friend of mine are good friends. Yeah. So he invited me out. He was like, yeah, he's so excited to bring me and the company in and shit like that. So he asked me to come out for a tour. So I remember it was cold as shit that day. And I said, all right, then I'll go out there. We go up there, and the dude's giving us a tour of the building. And we get outside, and he's getting ready to take us into the clubhouse where, everybody come and chill. Like, when they're not shooting, they got the little clubhouse with the pool table and shit. Yep. And I'll never forget, man. I can hear everybody talking and shit. So I'm like, damn, it's packed, but it was cold as shit. I opened the door, the whole room just got quiet. You want to come in? I was like, nah, I'm good. You know what I mean? I seen it. It looks good from here. I was like, I ain't never going back to that motherfucker again, man.
Yo, so look, I got the joint because I need something that I could hit close outside. And I was like, it's an outdoor range. But it's so many, like, you gotta like holster your gun until you get to the, and I'm like, bro, I'm just, first of all, I carry concealed appendix all the time. I'm not fucking unholstering and putting it in a bag and I'm not doing all that shit. We all gun owners, like, you know what I'm saying? But because it's so, I could get there so quick, I hop right on, the highway, state road, woo, woo, woo. I'm like, all right, cool. In the summertime, it's cool. But then this last year, they outdoor pistol range was shut down. They just opened it back up like in September. But I need an outdoor range, even if it's a little further out, that I could go out to and get busy. Because doing the classes so much is all just
if you're trying to stay close to the city, check out University Rifle Club.
Okay.
It's in Reading. It's right off of 422. And on top of that, they got an 800-yard range there. All you really gotta do with them is take their orientation, find out when their orientation is, go there, you fill out the app. Last time I was there, it was like $225 for the year. And after the orientation, they take you out, qualify you, and then it's like 30 days. They sit there, they go over your background and shit, and then they vote on bringing you in.
Yeah.
I remember going there, and the one thing that turned me off about their long range is if you want to shoot beyond 300, what happens is they had the pistol ranges in a valley, so they have what appears to be like a tree stand that hangs over the parking lot. So in the morning, it's easy. When it's not packed, you can just put the cones out and block that whole area off, because you have the parking lot and then a pistol range right under, and then there's the 300-yard range. And from 300 and up, it goes up the side of a mountain. But the place gets packed early, so it's like, man, you can't really go there and do no long range shooting. Now, what I do like about there is they have night shoots there every now and then. The only thing you gotta have a suppressor, and you gotta have night vision. If you got or I think it's just a suppressor, but if night vision, you will want night vision because it's dark as shit there.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I spent 40 on some fucking quads. It was the stupidest shit, but I spent 40 on some fucking quads like last year.
God damn.
I ain't used them bitches yet.
You got me beat. I was 22,000. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Hold on, some quads. You got quads?
Yeah.
You too, Tom? You got quads?
No.
No.
Quads is some like nerdy, cool, but like you getting in the,
I didn't feel like I needed quads.
Right.
Although it was like, all right, for as much as I was using them, I was like, no, I'm not gonna spend that much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
right. Yeah, it was one of them purchases. Is like, I'm going in this direction. I knew that we was gonna open up the center in Philly, and we were still gonna be able to do the classes with everybody. But you got to remember, man, for the last 5 years, I used to live up the street from the range on 9th and Spring Garden. So I never paid for ammo, and I would walk up the street to the range. So I was there 4 or 5 times a week. I went from that to if I'm at the range, I'm not shooting. I'm like helping all of these other people. Then if a month go by, 2 months go by, you know what I mean? A bunch of time go by. So now it's just like, yo, link up with people that's doing what they doing. Still serve the people, but at the same time, you still got to pour into yourself, because it's obviously, as the beginners in here may not, know it's a perishable skill. It ain't like riding a bike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When did you first get introduced to firearms? Really, both of y'all. Like, when did y'all were you in the military, Maj, or how did you start shooting?
When I was 16, my uncle left. I think it was my uncle. He had a serious drug addiction, and it was a gun, and I found it. I was looking for like movies, and I found the gun, and I put the joint like in my pants. They call it Mexican carry. I put the joint in my pants and started walking around with this shit on the dumbest shit in the universe. Like, you know that like I wish a motherfucker would energy. It was the dumbest shit in the universe. And fortunately nothing happened. But then after that, I had started hustling not long after that. And guns is everywhere. We always had them. Then my other uncle, who was in Vietnam, me and my friends, he lived with my grandmother because at the time when I was in school, I lived with my grandmother. We would have our guns around talking shit, and my uncle would come in and he would be like, "Yo, y'all are fucking idiots. Like y'all are stupid." And so I had the juxtaposition between doing it the wrong way and then him sitting me down and saying, "This is the actual way to be a safe and responsible gun owner." But at the same time, I was still a teenager, so I technically couldn't lawfully have firearms. But I had them since I was 16, just around. My mom didn't even see me with a firearm because it wasn't something that I ever talked about. My mom didn't see me with a firearm until like 3 years ago, after I started Black Guns Matter. And that was one of the points of contention. When I started Black Guns Matter, everybody was like, "Yo, dude's a convicted felon." I don't know shit about jail. I'm never going to know fucking shit about jail unless it's for some liberation for my people shit. But that was a point of contention because I was training so much. And everybody was like, "Well, we don't see him with guns. We don't see this, that, and the third." And I was like, wow, that's very interesting. So I ran with that. But I don't know, man. It wasn't the most. It was dumb. My introduction to firearms was stupid. Like, and fortunately, again, nothing happened. But it was dumb, and I don't want no youngins to like let that be their intro into gun ownership. So that's
most of our intro into gun ownership, quite frankly. Like, that was my intro. Like, that was a lot of people I know's intro into gun ownership. It was no, and you just wing it. You know what I mean? Like, you wing it.
That shit is crazy.
You figure out a lot of shit about it, but you don't really know at first, like,
right.
So definitely education is key.
For sure. 100%. All right, so look, I'm coming to your shit November the 6th if I don't got no shit on my schedule.
Oh, that'd be dope.
I'm popping out to that shit.
Just keep it.
I want to make sure that what's the website? Surplus ARME.com.
But we're not putting it on Maj. We're not putting it on the website. What we're doing is invite only.
All right. Okay.
So we're not going to talk about it.
All right, yeah, my bad. Look, my mind went.
But you're invited.
Yeah,
you're invited.
Look, my mind went to, "Oh, we gonna blow this shit up," and he like, nah.
Yeah,
but we got other things we can blow up in the future, like what I mean.
Yeah. Nah, that one we try to put some exclusive people together in that, and we don't need the public on some. Oh yeah, I want to take pictures and all that shit.
Yeah,
that's not what it's about right now. So and it'll be an event for charity. So we're gonna have that shit. We're gonna have that shit running.
Yeah, so. That's good.
So shit. What anything you got coming up in the future, man, Maj, that you wanna pump?
Nah, man. Just I want everybody to support the Godcast. I reached out to the brother. He reached out to me. We communicated. I said, "Yo, when you want me on," boom, he said it. It happened. I want people to challenge themselves to think outside of this fucking small ass box that they've created for themselves, and listening to the brother give breakdowns on a lot of things I think are very important. I think not even just the brother, obviously Godfrey, Digger, you know what I'm saying? Like, all of these minds, we have some genius level minds just floating around. And I really want people to like really tap in. And just thank you, man, for like allowing me to, touch the platform, linking me with Tom. I ain't even know he was gonna be on the joint, but that's crazy. That's a good connect.
I was just kind of spur of the moment. I said, "Man, I'm gonna have him." I said, "Do you know, bro?" And he was like, "Yeah, I know him." I was like, "Well, shit, I was thinking about bringing you on." Like, I just hit him up earlier, but me and Tom, You know?
Yeah, and that's it, man. Just supporting the people that's speaking out, supporting the people that's not even just the gun shit, this mandate shit. If you want to wear a fucking mask, cool, wear that shit for you.
Hold up. Let me ask this question. What do y'all say to people that like would say that like Second Amendment and all that's some like white boy shit? Like freedom and liberty and words like that are white boy ideology. Like, what would you say to these people?
Say that.
Oh, I hear some people that say that. They act like
I don't get too many that say it.
Well, what would you say to those if they say it?
Well,
like, what would you?
I'm in here, so then it'd be like, so what the fuck you in here for then? You know what I'm saying? White boy shit, what the fuck you here for?
Right.
Like they'll just say like being in support of the Second Amendment, you know. Man, white boy shit. Like
them people, look, I'm gonna keep it a buck, right? They won't say it to us. Like they won't, like in real life, like they won't verbalize, like on the internet, they'll type the shit, right?
Fact.
But like those people identify themselves as one, small-minded thinkers, and two, don't really understand world history and American history, right? And I live in America. Like I've been to some beautiful places, but I like we kind of spoiled in this bitch. Like in a certain level of spoiled, I'm good with. Like I like my motherfucking Wi-Fi connection. I like fucking Dunkin' Donuts and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like little things that I'm like, nah, bro, you really don't really appreciate what's in the middle of this beast shit, right? And so there's a way to translate that to people without like on some tap dance shit. The reality is the dudes that read the Constitution, Thomas Jefferson was a fucked up dude. But when he penned that shit, what he wrote, I'm gonna hold the government and the people to that shit. I'm gonna hold you. Cool. I'm gonna do the shit Malcolm did. Nah, this say this, bro. This say this. This what y'all going by, right? Or I'm still a denizen. So if I'm a denizen, don't ask me for no motherfucking tax money because I'm not a citizen, and that means I'm not bound to none of the motherfucking rules that you motherfuckers is. So I wish you would say that this ain't what we going by. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a, I don't give a fuck who you meant this shit for. This shit mine now. Like we here, baby. Like America made me this way. So like, what the fuck? Like what you mean? I was raised here the whole time. So again, if it's a conversation about liberty, how the fuck you gonna say it's some? How you gonna say freedom some white people shit when we got Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, Ida B. Wells, fucking Dr. Sebi, people that were fighting for real liberation. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, Lord Jamar at the Solutionary Summit next year. You know what I'm saying? So like when they say that shit, I usually ask them questions like, so why you give white people or any type of people that much power or monopoly over concepts? Like, why would you think that freedom is like a concept that's like when people be like, yo, only white people could be racist. If I want to be motherfucking racist, I could be racist too. I could do anything I want to motherfucking do. I know what they trying to say, but don't ever try to box me into some shit. I'm taking and here's the other thing.
Be a bigot.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I could.
Yeah. Racism involves you passing laws to make your business.
Right. Like I may not have the power right now to be like, all right, cool. We want all white people to be slaves, right? Like, and that's not even
prejudice as a motherfucker.
Right. And don't limit it like I can't be prejudiced or whatever. You know what I'm saying? To me, it becomes okay. Let's say America's fundamentally racist, right? Cool. Let's go with that. All right. So anything that I can do to take ownership of some shit that you deliberately and specifically said I shouldn't be on, I'm absolutely taking that shit first. That's the shit you saying I can't take. The shit that's actually has helped my great grandfather and grandmother and all of that other type of shit. So me owning land, telling the police, yo, this is my shit. Get the fuck off my shit. If you come here incorrectly, get the fuck off my shit. Like, I don't see myself as the person with the gun pointed at them ever. I see myself as the person with the gun. So the person that says, oh, that's only for them, it's a very nihilistic and limited thought process. They're the person that sees themselves like with the gun pointed at them. You know what I'm saying? And so I really generally had that conversation with them that way. And I kind of, if it's a dude and if he is bold enough to have that conversation with me, I'll say some shit like, yo, that's what you tell your son, like he's going to completely be a victim and liberty and freedom is only the monopoly of the white dudes. Like that's legit what you going to tell your fucking children, like your lineage. I mean, if you good with that, okay, but it's you kind of a pussy a little bit, but ain't nothing white people
we never had liberty in this country as black people. You're talking about liberty, that's some shit white people. Man, shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up. I don't hear this bullshit, man. Like, I want to like see like the way certain people, white people, are acting about freedom right now because they're trying to take it from everybody. Not just us anymore. So they're taking it from white people too. And white people are going ham. And we don't, a lot of us don't understand why they going ham because they're used to feeling free. See, we're not used to feeling free to the level that they are.
Right.
So
you saw the football games this weekend where everybody was chanting "fuck Joe Biden."
I heard
I love it.
When they take shit away from us, we're used to shit being taken away from us. So we're not as, upset about it. Like, we rolling with those punches because we're used to getting the shit under the stick. But these motherfuckers who are used to being free, see, they're actually showing you how you should be acting.
Right.
Because this is how a free motherfucker would react to their freedoms being taken away.
I don't know, man.
It's that simple. And it's not about, oh, these are racist people. And now they want to attack. I'll put up posts and shit. The message is a great fucking message, but they'll worry about, oh, that fucking white boy you put up, it was racist and da da da. I don't give a fuck. What the fuck? He used to be about what is what he's saying right now true? Yes or no? Right. Forget what the fuck. Stop looking at the messenger and trying to muddle the whole shit. Like that's a tactic too. Yeah. That's a tactic to try to neutralize you. Listen.
Yep.
I have a message here. I don't give a fuck if it's Rand Paul that said it. I don't fucking follow Rand Paul, but right now in this fucking clip, he's saying some shit that we all need to fucking hear. So shut the fuck up and listen to the message.
I seen that shit when I was like Rand Paul. It was on the gram, I think. When I commented on that post and I was like, Rand Paul is one of the balanced ones that we got left in public service.
Oh, you saw
mind you,
you saw all the
motherfuckers comments. Was like, he a white supremacist. I'm like, all right, bro, cool. All right, whatever. But mind you, I talked to Rand Paul. Rand Paul got my phone number. Mind you, Rand Paul is the motherfucker that told the federal government, yo, you cannot do more. He named the fucking Breonna Taylor law that he was trying to get pushed because he was like, that no knock raid shit impacts black people more than anybody else, and it's not right. That's fucking Rand Paul. He instituted or created that legislation. But motherfuckers just went, oh, he a white bull. And didn't. Rand Paul is the fucking doctor that's like, yo, all of these mask mandates are bullshit. There's no science behind this. Rand Paul is the motherfucker that fucking tore fucking Fauci a new one and, saying like, yo, you're a liar, bro. He was down with this fucking vaccine shit. What you saying you didn't know shit about it in fucking Wuhan. You're lying. That's who Rand Paul was. But the person, to your earlier question of the person that say that, you don't know no history about the person that you're talking about. Television said every single white person is evil. You damn sure don't know who the fuck John Brown was. So it becomes it's almost an unwinnable argument with that person. So I just be like, oh yeah, oh all right, cool. And then I just be like, all right, cool, bro, you got it. It's nothing I could do to that person. You know how hard John Brown went John Brown, that white boy, was like, yo, this slavery shit is fucking wrong. And I'm killing everybody that was down with that motherfuckers, that's down with that slavery shit. White boy. Fucking his son, all of them motherfuckers got murdered at Harper's Ferry fighting to end slavery. Now, am I saying that the fucking white man is the goddamn savior? No. But what I am saying is if you don't know that part of the story, and if you're just going, well, oh, just be white, and you mixing all of that other shit, it's y'all better at that shit than me, man. I can't even engage them goofballs, man. It's difficult for me.
Yeah, man. I just shit was on my mind. Wanted to bring it up. Well, man, shit. Any last thoughts? We've been going for a minute. What's good, brother?
Yo,
I see you up in this. Talking to you, bro.
Brother? What's going on?
I'm great, bro. How you?
Oh man, I can't complain. Life is good.
That's my cousin E. That's my cousin E. Double.
Okay. So you at the store right now, just to let everybody know you at the store. So y'all could come on down. You wanna give the address to the store?
1101B Elsinore Place, Chester, PA.
1101 what?
B is in Bravo, Elsinore Place.
B
We
Elsinore.
don't advertise. There's no signs outside, so you know.
If you know, you know.
You know.
Hit up Tom. Make sure you follow Tom. Surplus Army on IG. Make sure you follow Maj Toure on IG.
How many pages you up to now, Maj?
Bro, right now I'm blocked on Facebook. I'm on both of the pages. They just took my main Maj Toure page and then gave it back, then took that shit back. So this like my fourth John.
Yeah, I'm on like 4 pages right now too. So.
Well, God
They
damn
scared
it.
the truth. Anyway, yeah, I
Yeah,
appreciate everybody, man.
You too, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all.
We should be good with this. I don't think we said nothing crazy today, right? We ain't say nothing crazy.
Nah. Look, somebody gonna be like, kill the white man. Oh, like dang. Hey, but I appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna repost it, and I just thank you. I even thank the dickheads in the captions, in the comments that's like not paying attention to anything really.
There's always those.
Yeah, it's always yeah. And I appreciate the people really, really learning and sharing in the comment section too. I just appreciate all of y'all, man. Like the walk that y'all on is like that shit ain't an easy path, man. And I just appreciate y'all for doing it, man.
Thanks, man. You know what I mean? Hey, man, listen. The idea behind this whole shit, man, was to come with a good product. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and I tell a person in a minute, it ain't about your money. I can care less about your money. You know what I mean? We want to make sure y'all got good shit. So
right.
You know,
right.
It is what it is, man.
And it's for us, by us. You know, most of all, that's what I love about it. And I just love to support, brothers that are doing our things, especially in arenas where we're not usually seen and heard,
100%.
So you're gonna inspire somebody else in the future, like, oh, word, like, well, man got his own gun, you know what I mean? I could do my shit, like, you know what I mean? And it just keeps moving forward like that. Man sharpen man, steel sharpen steel. But I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you.
For sure, man. We'll see you this weekend.
Yes, sir. Yes, you will. Thank everybody in the chat for joining us. We appreciate you. Once again, make sure you go to these brothers' websites, surplusarmy.com, also solutionarylifestyle.org. And that's how we do, y'all.
Peace.
Peace. Right, thank y'all, brothers. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Thank y'all.
Yes,
Have a blessed one.
Y'all too.
Peace. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming through. Hope y'all got some education. I encourage y'all to, wherever you live at, go find some training. Cause shit, trust me, the enemy's out there doing what they gotta do. So you better get your knowledge and activate it. You heard? I appreciate y'all once again for Lord Jamar Live. You know what I mean? Godcast. It is me, the God. Peace.